Well, beleaguered Afghan women want the world leaders to put pressure on Taliban rulers to treat them with equality and dignity. Seeing their situation, the European Court of Justice has ruled last week to grant Afghan women asylum on a priority basis if they have suffered their rights being stifled under the Taliban rule. Here's a report by Akhilesh Suman.
As global leaders gather in New York during the high-level week of the UN General Assembly, the beleaguered women of Afghanistan are trying to sensitize them on their situation. They are trying to highlight that while women and girls in Afghanistan are falling further from the view both inside and outside Afghanistan, and their situation continues to worsen.
What today is doing Taliban in Afghanistan, it's against Islam, it's not in the religions, and it's not in our culture. OIC countries can play a great role to work with them, to talk with them, especially ulama of Islamic countries.
The former Director General of UN Affairs in the former Foreign Ministry of Afghanistan, Asila Wardak, is part of the delegation. The delegation is talking to leaders, officials, and influencers about the plight of Afghan women. Asila Wardak said that in other Muslim countries, women are in a much better situation. And essentially, what Taliban is doing is completely un-Islamic.
To be very honest, Taliban spent so many years in Pakistan where Benazir Bhutto was a prime minister. Taliban spend more of their life in Qatar where women can drive, where women are part of the society and political participation. I think more pressure is needed.
American actress Meryl Streep has also voiced her support for the Afghan women. In a meeting in the United Nations, she told the members that a squirrel has more rights in Afghanistan than a woman. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres too joined in and urged the Taliban regime to remove discriminatory restrictions against the women.
A squirrel has more rights than a girl in Afghanistan today because the public parks have been closed to women and girls by the Taliban. A bird may sing in Kabul, but a girl may not, and a woman may not in public. This is extraordinary. This is a suppression of the natural law.
I join them in demanding that the de facto authorities remove all discriminatory restrictions against women and girls immediately and reopen schools and universities to girls beyond grade 6.
In Afghanistan, all women and girls are banned even from talking in public, from going outside the home alone. They cannot attend school. Sweden, Finland, and Denmark have granted refugee status to all Afghan women who seek asylum. Last week, the European Court of Justice ruled that nationality and gender are sufficient for an EU country to grant asylum to Afghan women who have seen their rights stifled under the Taliban rule. The EU ruling had come when Austria was denying such concession. Many other countries and organizations around the world, including the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, have called for respect for the fundamental rights of Afghan girls and women. Afghan women have suffered decades of deprivation due to continued turmoil in the landlocked nation. The return of Taliban obscured any hope of a turnaround, and the situation remains extremely disturbing. Akhilesh Suman's report for DD India.